Hey guys, what's up? We just got done with day 2A and 2B together. Flights A and B run their day 2s together. We just got through the day. Well, my day anyway. It's not over yet. But we've got to do a video blog to talk about the man who drops his pants apparently multiple times in Vegas. And you know, everyone's a comedian, and this guy makes it easy for everyone. Every dealer is a comedian. Every player in the poker industry is a comedian today. We've all got our own little personal funny jokes and our own, way we look at what the guy did, how we react. All these different things. Sorry guys, I got to come to a brake stop, and I didn't want to lose my Panda Express. That's a daily dealer food here. It's like dog food for dealers, Panda Express, you dig? Feed me, feed me, feed me. Let me get that off the screen. So, for those of you who have no clue what I'm talking about and have been living under a rock and don't follow poker the last 2 days, we had at least 2 disqualifications in day 1C of the main event. We're talking, yes, the main event of the World Series of Poker. Excuse me. 2 disqualifications. Now, one was a player wins a pot of 1,600. It's a 1K chip and a 500 chip and a 100 chip for 1,600 total in the pot. And this guy reaches out to grab these 3 chips and then scoops in with his arm and his other hand, like he just brings in an entire, we have what we call dead stacks, which is a stack that's purchased. Someone is paid to be in that seat, so it's being blinded off, but that person hasn't shown up to the tournament yet. So he just pulls in some guy's chip stack that hasn't even showed up to his seat yet. And somebody's like, oh, surely that was like a joking, kidding around thing. It's like, no, he was super serious. Like, he laughed when he did it, but he laughed, like, from what I understand, like the Joker would laugh when he was doing something crazy and unexpected. But this guy wasn't even talked about for the most part, because the real story of the day, keep in mind, this is a day 1C 2019 main event where we lost Phil Ivey in the first hour of play. We also had an earthquake around the 3rd level of the day, or 4th, after I had went home for the day. So 3rd or 4th level, there's an earthquake. And those were literally secondary stories to what I'm about to talk about. So let me give you a breakdown, because here's the story of the day. The man with a plan with no pants. A man without a plan with no pants. I'm not sure what we're calling this man. I told everybody he's on tour, because apparently he went to other properties after we booted him, and he's been on tour. So let me break this down for you. A player shows up. He's drunk. He's betting 25 to 30K. He's betting half of his chips pre-flop on multiple different hands in the first level of the main event. We're talking just crazy opens, crazy this, crazy that. So the floor has already been called over to his table because this guy's wilding out and he's acting crazy, and frankly, we got to have a floor around to keep an eye on him. So the floor gets called over, and she's already at the table, and the floor happens to be a good friend of mine, Rachel. She's great at her job. She's a phenomenal, fantastic floor. I want to state right now, after I tell the story, I'll go into more detail on all the details. This is going to be a long video podcast here. This is going to be a long video blog. So here's the action. Old boy, and we're going to call old boy like drunk guy, whatever you want to consider. He's been wilding out. He's been betting half of his chips, exposing cards. He's basically doing everything that you can't do in tournament poker, and a lot of what you couldn't even do in cash game poker. So he's been belligerent. He's not really argumentative. He's not being aggressive or attacking anybody or anything crazy like that. He's just kind of a blatantly I don't give a fuck type of guy is what I'm getting out of it. So I'm going to get to where the video starts. I've led you up to the action where we've got multiple bets pre-flop where he's just betting, he's shoving, he's flipping cards over, he's doing it all wrong. So here's where the video takes place. The video starts with this guy that I'm referring to, Mr. Crazy Drunk Guy, and he's got all his chips committed. He's announced to the table he's all in blind. He then covers his eyes and he flips his cards over. He's literally moved all his chips in blind before the dealer has dealt the cards, and he's now turned all of his cards over. He's showing Queen 3 offsuit, and he's telling the table, I'm all in blind. He's covering his eyes so he can't even see what he's shown. And Rachel, let me try to give you a breakdown of this video. He's 2 feet away from his spot on the table. He stepped back away from his table. He's standing up. Rachel, the floor, and the rest of the players are all seated. She's standing at the table, kind of in between his spot and the 8 seat. He's in the 7. She's kind of standing next to the 8 seat, but sort of in his spot. She's just trying to do her job. Sorry for that glare. We're home now. He persists to, while he's yelling that he's all in blind and all this stuff, he persists to pull his pants down and moon the table for about 3 to 5 seconds, let's say. He pulls his pants down, he shakes it, he says, somebody in the background, you can hear him saying, is that guy's pants down? Why is his pants down? You got to go find this video. Excuse me. This video is on Twitter. You can go to Scott Davies' Twitter. That's Scott Davies, SCOTTDAVIES. It's all over the internet now. You can probably find it other places, but that's one of the original sources. Go to Twitter, find the video. Basically, he pulls down his pants so that everybody at the table can see his ass. But, like, he pulls them down to his knees, and everybody that's not at the table can see his dick. Like, I don't even have, like, a special friendly word. Like, the dude has, to quote I'm sorry, guys. It's so ridiculous. I can't even... To quote the other poker players, he's basically got his cock out. He's swinging it around. I'm sorry, this is the most ridiculous video vlog I've ever done in my life. It's hard to even keep a straight face. So he's got his pants down, he's swinging it, he's shaking it around, everybody can see it. He pulls his pants back up, and he turns around to face back of the table. Now, conveniently, the 3 to 4 seconds he has his pants down, the floor person doesn't know his pants are down, because she's doing her job, and her job is to get all the information in the situation. Because she was called over there previously. So she's talking to the tables, trying to, like, figure out the stuff. She turns around. Old boy's standing there because he's already got his pants back up. She doesn't know anything's going on. And as she's making rulings and, like, telling the players, okay, here's what we're going to do. This is how it's going. Blah, blah, blah. Old boy persists to take off one of his shoes. And he sets it on the ground. Then he takes off the sock of that same foot. And then he reaches over to his other shoe, and he takes off that shoe, and he gently, like, he doesn't throw it, like, launch it, like, hard or anything, but he casually just tosses it at the dealer and at the guy tanking. Like, there's a guy tanking the whole time this guy has Queen 3 flipped over, and the guy has pocket 5s. And there's a hilarious Twitter feed where it says, pre-2019 World Series of Poker, it's like if somebody moved all in the first level, would you call him with aces? Would you call him with king, you know, pre-flop? Like, what would you do? And it's like post, you know, World Series, you know, main event 2019. It's like, okay, guy shoves all in blind, flips over Queen 3 offsuit, pulls down his pants, shows everyone his ass and dick, and then proceeds to, while you're in the tank section with 5-5, the dude has pocket 5s, he then persists to throw his shoe at you, and it, like, bounced in the dealer box, hit the player, hit the dealer. Like, it didn't hurt either of them, but it was just like, it was like the Austin Powers movie where it was like, come on, man, who throws a shoe, honestly? Honestly, who throws a shoe, you know? And it's like, now all the poker players on Twitter, like, when they're going broke in the main event, they're like, busted the main event, got my money in with ace-king, dude had 10s, you know, here's the flop, here's the turn, the river, I didn't pull my cock out, so I considered that I still played the hand correctly. And this is like the new norm is, all right, cool, so I have got all my money in this tournament, but I didn't flip my cards over early, I didn't throw a shoe at anyone, and I didn't pull my cock out, so I guess I'm above average for what we're dealing with here in 2019. So obviously we're going to have jokes about this. We're going to obviously talk about all the things that are seriously wrong with it. So incredible. Yeah, so I want to first say that there's been dealers and players criticizing the floor. And I don't say this in the sense of the floor is my friend. I say this in the sense of the floor did her job. They're like, she's not protecting her dealer. First off, it's that dealer's responsibility to protect himself. I'm a dealer. If I got a player at the table who's drunk, wiling out, flipping cards over and doing all kinds of crazy, I've already seen him pull his pants down because the dealer didn't miss that. I'm not taking my eyes off this guy because Lord knows what might happen. You throw a shoe at me, bro, I'm going to catch that shit. I'm going to give it back to you and say, put that fucking shoe back on your foot, brah. Disgusting. What the fuck is the matter with you? I felt bad for that dealer because I think they was a newer dealer and like didn't want to be out of line. But it's like, bro, at some point, the player took away your option to be in line. I mean, you know, that I don't know what else to say. Guys, we're going back to the World Series of Poker. I just got a message from one of my bosses that I'm going to go have a talk with him. I don't know what else to say about this. It's so mind-numbingly incredible. Because I'm thinking like, okay, we all drink alcohol. You know, most of us drink alcohol. Some of us more than others. Some of us hardcore. You know, some of us are alcoholics. Some of us are casual drinkers. Some of us drink on a rare occasion like a holiday. Whatever your alcohol intake, think about the drunkest you've ever been. Okay, you personally, like you're watching this video, think, wow, remember that night back in 2000 whatever, I was fucked up. Were you fucked up enough, hear me out, and I don't know that this guy was drunk. He was mumbling, maybe he was crazy, but it's like, if you're crazy, how did you get the 10K? If you're crazy, I mean, how did you, somebody's like, well, he satellited in. I said, okay, so a crazy guy that's willing to literally pull his pants down and throw a shoe at you, and, you know, I mean, the drunkest I've ever been, there was one night in Tbilisi, Georgia, which is over by Russia. I was dealing a poker event there. We were all out for karaoke, and I was like stumbling drunk. I could still rap to Eminem, even though I was this drunk. My rap, I have it on video. I was like leaning a little bit, but my rap was still spot on. My bachelor party for my wedding, I put away like 12 whiskey and cokes in like an hour and a half. And, you know, I did get sick that night for the first time ever from drinking. But it's like, I still wasn't wiling out and being like, you know, I started drinking at the casino and at no point was I ever going to pull my cock out. I think this goes back to my video where I was telling you players, hey guys, let you know, be respectful to our dealers and our floor staff and, you know, do this and do that. And, sorry guys, I'm getting off topic because there's just so many things to say about this incident and so many things that I've heard today that are actually insightful. It makes me wonder if the guy has a prop bet that's worth so much money that he doesn't care about being banned from these casinos. Maybe he's, I don't know, I think he's a crazy American. I think he's an American. I don't have confirmation on that, but I'm pretty sure the guy's American. It's not like he's going back to a place with no casinos or something, so he doesn't care. I can't fathom it. I can't think of even like having a friend who did drugs or something that was so fucked up on drugs or something that they would act this way. From a logistics standpoint, I don't understand how a human being would function like that. And it's like, because, you know, drunk words are sober thoughts. So if he was intoxicated, this is something he wanted to do sober, and now he finally had the balls, let's call it, being that he was showing them to everyone, to do it. Wow. I mean, you guys are watching this. I hope by now, if you're watching my video, if you're watching this on a computer, pull up my video and watch it while you're watching it next to the actual Twitter feed of this, because the story goes on from here, guys. This guy, we boot him from our property. And he went to the Luxor, I believe. and he did the same thing at the Luxor on a craps table. Or roulette. No, it was a craps table. I think it was a craps table. He was literally standing up on the craps table, walking back and forth with his pants down, shaking his cock. And one of my dealer friends, which will remain nameless, they're hilarious. And I say they because I won't tell you whether it's a girl or a guy. Actually, it's definitely a girl. That's why it's so hilarious. It'd be inappropriate if it was a guy, but it's a girl. And she was like, yeah, and the guy was doing this, and she showed us with a towel what the guy was doing in the video. And I'm like, no, that towel is far too long for what that guy was doing. That's not right. So, yeah. Guys, I'm going to leave it here for you today. It's been 16 minutes. I don't want to give this guy more accreditation and make him more famous than he already is for the wrong reasons. Do be kind to your dealers, guys. Like, I know it's main event time, and I know it's the end of the summer. Those of us who, have been in this job for a long time, we're doing the best we can for you guys. I've been dealing you guys plenty of solid days. I haven't made any serious mistakes all summer. I haven't made any serious mistakes my last 3 summers. If I make a mistake, I am human, guys. Just for those of you who wonder, oh, does this guy think he's the greatest dealer ever? It's like, no, but if I ever make a mistake, like, it's fixable. My floor man will quickly come fix it, because if we follow procedure, all mistakes are fixable. So just keep that in mind, guys. Just because your dealer makes a mistake doesn't mean it's not I hope your dealers don't make mistakes. I hope everything goes perfect for all you players, not just in the main, but in general. But, if it doesn't, just remember that we're all human beings. You guys make mistakes as players. I promise. I don't point out your bad 3-bets pre-flop when I know you shouldn't be doing that. I don't point out your light river calls when we both know what the dude has and there's no reason for you to be calling with second or third pair on a maybe. So, like, and I joke right now, obviously, guys. We all love the game. It's a social game. It's a gentleman's game. But it's never a game where, when things aren't going your way or when you've had a bit too much to drink, you should never pull your cock out. I want to also say that I feel like that word, in general, I feel like that's supposed to describe something bigger than what was actually happening. So, like, I'm going to, from now on, if I tell this story, I'm going to say he pulled his wiener out. Because wiener sounds more appropriate for this one. It wasn't, yeah. Because, I just don't understand, man. Why would you act like that at a poker table? Like, there were women present. That's like the least classy, least gentleman thing ever to do, drunk or not. That's like, you're less classy than the guy who literally meets a girl and 20 minutes later sends her a dick pic. Like, that guy's more classy than you. Think about that. So, again, guys, we got 2 weeks of this stuff left. My dealing career, I'm sorry, we don't even have 2 weeks. We have like 9 to 10 days left maximum. My dealing career is almost coming to an end. I think I have one more job after this in Bossier City, Louisiana, for the first time ever, possibly. I'm going to look into that. But, yeah, so that's where we're at with it, guys. I hope all y'all enjoy my vlogs. I'm sorry if my language is a bit past PG for a lot of y'all, but I'm a motherfucking poker dealer, and that's how we motherfucking talk, man. Much love to all the people in the main that I do have mad respect for. Lonnie, I assume you're in there somewhere. Lonnie Harwood, ladies and gentlemen, a class act of the table. The guys from Chip Leader Coaching, pretty nice group of guys overall. Shout out to Think Bink, Corey Wayland. I know he started the day 2 with 104K. So shout out to him. Good luck to him. I believe that's tomorrow. If you're Warren Sheaves as well, there's another one. He's not in the main anymore, but he's running up a nice little stack in the little one for one drop. Look, guys, if you're a good person and like you're watching these videos and you know whether you're a poker player who's mean and nasty to people and that you're like, we got the Angry Johns out there and then we got the Lonnie Harwoods, and the poker community needs both of those types of players. They need the nice, they need the angry and the mean. If everybody was just super nice and sweet, this game probably wouldn't be as good, to be completely honest, because you need guys to root for and root against for these different reasons. So, All right, guys, I'm done for the day. I've talked all about the crazy guy I can. Us dealers are just trying to keep our heads up for another 9-10 days. We're doing the best we can for y'all. We love y'all. Peace.